Now, bringing you the very best in New Hampshire-based local music on IPMNation.com and 100.1 The Planet, this is Local Outbreak. Joining us live in studio, we do have the members of Under the Horizon. We have Matt, Jordan, and Izzy. Did I get everyone's name correctly?
Yep. Yeah.
Yes, welcome. Matt, you've got a proud papa in studio with you.
Yes, I do.
He doesn't want to be on a microphone, but
No.
but I know this man very well from back in the day.
Yes, I've heard.
Wonderful to see him. And he looks the same. He hasn't changed, which is cool.
I get that a lot, actually. I hear that he looks pretty similar, other than the hair.
Right. Well, yeah, that's true of all of us. But because when I run into people, when I see people I haven't seen in a really long time, I just expect them to be like, not the same.
Sure. Yeah.
But he looks the same, which is nice. which is really cool. But no, I love that track. Now the three of, well, actually, so what does everybody do in the band? So Matt, you're the drummer.
Yes, I am. Drummer and vocalist.
And Jordan.
Guitarist, some vocals.
And
Bassist and vocalist.
Okay. Now what's interesting about that is and you probably hear this all the time, there's not a lot of singing bass players for whatever reason.
No.
There's some, but we were talking about that with our guest in the previous hour, Ian Hemme, his project Silicon Kong. He's a singing bass player, but it's not something you see a lot of for whatever reason. But so yeah, is it just the three of you on all the recordings? Because you sound for a 3-piece, and you probably hear this a lot too. But for a trio, you got a big sound,
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just the three of us. And we thought about adding like another guitarist into the mix, like a lot of bands, they have a rhythm and a lead guitarist. But part of the reason why we started this band was because we were aggravated with the difficulties of our previous bands that we were already in. So we're like, we don't want to add anyone to complicate the mix. So yeah, it's just the three of us. We all really trying to kind of work together to create our sound. And on the album, we wanted, like you said, a big sound, but we also wanted it to not sound impossible to achieve live. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Is that ever a challenge?
I would say no.
No. I mean, there's definitely some times where like it feels a little different, but for the most part, it seems pretty full, like live.
Yeah.
Which is cool.
Yeah, that is. By the way, I have to compliment you on, well, I think I mentioned it too when you walked in, but your shirt, Ace Frehley. Kiss is my all-time favorite band, and
me too.
I love Ace. Yeah. Oh, very cool. Yeah, 10,000 volts. I remember when that came out, and it people were kind of surprised that it was as successful as it was,
I mean, it sounded, was it compared to his last albums? Like, it sounded a little different. It had a different vibe to it, and I liked how it was produced and stuff, and his voice was a lot more... It seemed like he was doing a lot more actual singing than just like talking into the mic and being like, New York. Right.
I agree. So how long has this existed, this band? How long have the three of you been doing this?
Almost a year now. Like, I think late September will be a year. So
okay. Well, that's impressive that, it's been under a year and you've already got, how many tracks are on the album? 9?
9.
Yeah.
And, and for people watching online here, let me put the overhead camera on so I can show. So Mike gave me a copy of this, Under the Horizon, and I'll kind of hold that up for the camera. Probably I'll hold it up in pictures too afterward. But who did the I like the artwork. Who did the artwork?
I mean, I guess I would be the culprit of that. But it wasn't. I will admit we didn't like hand draw that. We used AI, because I saw a lot of the stuff that people were doing with AI, creating images and all that, and I liked how it could create a somewhat surreal scenario, like almost something
Mm-hmm.
you would see in a dream, because it's not perfect.
Right.
You know, it's different. It's nothing's exact. Everything's a little mismatched and all that. So
That's interesting.
we came up with that, or we got that from AI when we were trying to figure out album covers.
Yeah.
And we just really liked it. And we're like, you know what? Let's embrace this new technology here. And that's what you see on the album cover there.
There is artwork though on the actual disc that I
Yes.
also had done. So.
Oh, no kidding. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. I'm such a nerd for this stuff. Do you remember like what kind of prompts you used to get that? Do you remember?
So, I think it was like a setting called like Halloween
Oh,
themed or something like that, because we wanted to go something like kind of gothy, kind of metal, kind of, to fit with our sound. So I got that, and I got a couple of images, and I sent them all to the band, and they were like, yeah, we like that one. So
Yeah.
it just ended up being the cover. And
yeah. No, I dig it. I know that's an odd question. Probably, you don't expect to be asked, what kind of prompts did you use?
no,
I think it's a good question because I didn't
Yeah.
know that you had to do
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
with
yeah,
the art.
We're so fascinated around here by AI in general. That's something Jenny and I talk about a lot on the show, is AI and the impact on the music industry and how people are using it to create. And no, that's very, very cool. Where's the picture on the back? Of course, is a band photo. Where was that taken?
my backyard.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, we were that was before we filmed the video for our song Orchids in the Sunrise. And we were just like, let's take band pictures, because we're all done up or whatever, and nice clothes or metal clothes, whatever you want to say.
yeah.
And we were just going around my house taking photos, and we went out back to that truck that I'm leaning up against. That's a project truck of mine that I'm working on.
Yeah.
And we were just took the picture, and we were looking through, and we're like, wow, that's actually a really good photo of us. Let's use that on the back cover.
Yeah, yeah. We had a question I don't want to forget too, and Jenny mentioned it. There's a question in the chat room. Alan McIntyre
Yes.
joins us in the chat and says, ask Izzy what her favorite song by Vixen is. LOL.
No. It's a joke between us.
You don't have a favorite Vixen song?
No.
How dare you?
I did get to meet Brit Lightning though.
Did you? Yeah.
In February, yeah.
Oh, because they just played at, was it at the Tupelo? They just played there, right? Because it was,
I'm not quite sure.
because we had a band on Purging Sin. I don't know if you know Purging Sin. But
Yeah,
they,
I've heard of them actually. Yeah.
They opened when they were here on the show a couple months ago. They were talking about opening for Vixen, which was weird, weird to me because Purging Sin, they're very dark and heavy.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you did, but I think they did it. I think it was at the Tupelo.
Oh.
But yeah, so you met Britt Lightning.
Yeah, I did like this rock and roll fantasy camp in
Oh,
LA. And
yeah.
I get to meet a lot of like people who actually made it in the industry. Like,
So you went to one of those?
yes, I did.
Oh, no kidding.
I got to meet Nancy Wilson as well.
Oh, wow.
She's like my idol. So
I was gonna say, yeah, she must be. Yeah, yeah. Who else? Who else was there?
I mean, there was like a really good handful. There was a couple people like that were there to meet. Like, they had the brothers of STP.
Oh, the DeLeos. Yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, also some of the counselors that were there. Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of like good people. There was a bassist of LA Guns. His name is Johnny Martin.
Okay.
Yeah, he was like a kind of the person who ran my little group because we had there was a couple of bands that we at the camp, and we played at the Viper Room
Yeah.
and the Troubadour.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah, it's pretty fun.
Yeah, I see videos of these rock and roll fantasy camps online, and they look really fun. So when you say your little group, so what did they divide everyone into groups, and then you had like one of these famous rock stars kind of runs the group, and
exactly.
and then what is there a process of like you all write a song together or
No, we more just like pick a couple songs to work on between like it's around 4 days.
Yeah.
And we perform them. I mean, I was with other teenagers.
Okay.
We were all teens.
Oh, very cool. How many days is it?
I think mine was 4 days.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah.
Wow. That's wild. That's wild. What why did you like, what motivated you to go and do that?
Well, I actually had gotten it as a gift, but mostly to meet Nancy Wilson.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
a huge fan of her.
Yeah. Oh, that's very cool. Is she I mean, is she an influence on you vocally, or I mean, I would think Ann Wilson would probably be a big influence.
I'm a
Yeah,
huge Heart fan.
yeah, no doubt. Who else is an influence on you in terms of your vocals?
I would say Pat Benatar a lot, and a bit of Joan Jett as well.
Really? Yeah. Oh, that's cool. Now, what about you, Jordan? In terms, obviously Ace Frehley, a big influence. Who else influences you on guitar?
In terms of guitar, I'd say like some Van Halen.
Yeah.
You know, Eddie Van Halen, definitely really influential.
Yeah.
All the tapping and all that stuff. I've gotten some things about how there's Randy Rhoads type stuff in my guitar playing, which like I do like Randy Rhoads. So I'd say him too.
Yeah.
Kirk Hammett, you know, people like that.
Yeah.
I think what makes them so special is sometimes they can take fairly simple things and they'll put it in the song as a solo and make it fit, which is like a pretty good skill to have, you know, like just because it's fast and flashy doesn't mean it's good, you know?
Right. Yeah, no, I know what you mean. And I can hear the Kirk Hammett in your solos. I can definitely hear that. Yeah. What about you, Matt, as far as drums and, or vocal, because you sing too, right?
Yeah. Oh God, there's a lot. I mean, my primary influence for drums, I mean, a lot of people laugh when I say it, but I'll say it because it's true, is Lars Ulrich from Metallica. I saw Metallica when I was like 10, and for some reason, something about Lars up on stage behind the drum set, it just really inspired me to play.
Yeah.
So then I picked it up, and I mean, I'm influenced by him and Joey Jordison of Slipknot, all the drummers of Slipknot, really, they're all great. Vinnie Paul, Neil Peart, you know, all the good guys who give you a lot to listen to on the drum set.
Right, yeah.
And vocally, I'd say my primary influences are James Hetfield and Corey Taylor.
Yeah.
Yeah, Metallica and Slipknot.
I can hear the Corey Taylor.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah, definitely. And in terms of the songwriting, I mean, how does that work in this band? Do you all write together? Does somebody bring in an idea and you?
I think what happened.
It's a mix.
Yeah, it's a mix of both.
It's definitely like one person will come in with lyrics, or they'll have like with Izzy Want You, she had the lyrics and she had the bass notes, whatever the notes were, and I was like, it kind of just formed together. He came up with his drum part on the spot. I made my own guitar part, and we kind of just experimented a couple times, ran it through 3 or 4 times maybe.
That quick?
Yeah, it comes together really fast. It's surprising.
Well, that's when you've really got something, right? When the songs come together quickly, then you've got that magic,
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. Well, I assume some of these songs, because some of them are that's a fairly straightforward song, but some of them are pretty complex. I mean, I would imagine the more complex ones take longer, or maybe not.
I mean, realistically, all the songs that we have wrote, I mean, were at max took us an hour. To write and get fully played with, all of us together, or at the very least, the instrumental part of it. Obviously, lyrics come later with some songs, but I mean, most of the stuff that we have done, I mean, there were days that we wrote 3 or 4 songs in a day within the span of a 4-hour practice.
No kidding.
Wasn't it like it was better in and out? And I'm pretty sure it might have been Within My Eyes. I'm not sure though.
Yeah, something. Yeah, because we all, because we were, all 3 of us used to be in cover bands.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, me and Jordan were in a cover band together, and Izzy was in a cover band. And actually how me and Izzy met was that both of our cover bands played in a battle of the bands together.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
And we both met up afterwards. I'm like, hey, you're really good at vocals. And she's like, yeah, you're really good at drums. So we just kind of like, okay. And then years later, we decided, let's form something here. So we were in our own cover band. So we had all this time to come up with these riffs and songs and lyrics and stuff for the day that we were eventually in an original band, what we wanted to be in.
Yeah.
So it all came together really quickly. And I mean, we've already started writing for the second album. We have like half of it already.
Yeah.
No
written,
kidding.
So, yeah.
Wow.
I mean, I'd say we wrote most of our songs. Like we wrote the 8 songs that we have that are original within like 3 or 4 months.
No kidding.
Yeah, we had we started recording in April, so
Right. Yeah.
3 months, I think.
Yep.
Oh, by the way, talking about influences, somebody in the chat room made me realize. I think it was Alan McIntyre. Oh yeah, mentioned. I never asked you about bass.
I mean,
I'm a bass player, so I can't believe I forgot to ask you about your influences on bass. I am curious.
I mean, I guess like my bass lines aren't really too complex because I'd say I do I focus more on the vocals.
Yeah.
Per se, I mean, there are a lot of great bassists that I love, but it is a bit difficult to sing and play the bass, which is why I feel you find a lot less bassists and vocalists.
Interesting. Yeah. So you keep it fairly simple.
Yeah.
Yeah. What about like? Do you approach it any differently? Like if Matt's singing, do you approach that any differently as far as your bass, or do you?
I mean, like, as of like our first album, it's still not too complex, but I'm definitely getting more into the creative writing part of bass lines.
Okay. Isaac Banks is asking, and this isn't anyone you would know. We Jenny and I are very familiar with Isaac Banks, aren't we? Isaac Banks is asking, who are your influences? What's your favorite Evanescence song? Do you have a favorite Evanescence song? Probably more likely that you have a favorite Evanescence than Vixen.
Right now it's Going Under. I love that song vocally. It's amazing.
Yeah. No, Amy Lee's she's a great singer.
Definitely.
Absolutely. Now, in terms of the band, and like, do you all as a band, do you have a particular vibe or a particular sound that you try to achieve, or is it more organic? How does that work?
I mean, I'd say we have a various amount of sounds. All of our songs are kind of different, but they all still sound like they're made by us.
Yeah.
That's what I'd say.
Yeah.
I think my dad, I think he might have been like one of the first people to be like, yeah, I mean, all the songs are like really unique, but they all have a specific touch to them that makes it like has some identification to us.
Yeah.
Which is like great.
Yeah.
We have a different sound on every song, which makes the album seem a little more like experimental, I guess.
Yeah.
But you can still be like, oh yeah, this is that one band. It's not like there's features on the band or random people just coming in and playing songs or writing songs. It's
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely. I'd say that our sound is definitely more metal focused, or at least we're, aiming to be more considered a metal band. But even then, we have a lot of influences outside of the basic rock and metal. But even within that, we like bands that often you wouldn't picture their fans being in the same room.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I don't think there's a lot of dinner parties happening with Heart fans, Kiss fans, and like, I don't know, Slayer fans or something like that. I'm using that as an example.
Right.
But I mean, I think from the beginning, with all our influences combined, we kind of tried to create something like if Heart was written by like Slipknot or something like that, something heavy, but with a little bit of like glam edge of the past or something like that, a sound that most people can listen to, kind of like your second ever metal band you're listening to or whatever, something like that. You know what I mean?
Well, what I think too is cool about your sound and a band like this is there's a timelessness to it.
Yeah.
Because if you just played this for me and I didn't know anything about you and you said, when do you think this was recorded? I wouldn't know. It could have been yesterday. It could have been 30 years ago. Yeah. There's a timelessness to it that I think is really cool.
Well, thank you.
So
Thank you.
Absolutely. Yeah. Are you playing a lot of shows? Are you doing a lot of live stuff or?
Yeah, actually, funny enough, we're doing a show tonight. We're doing one with 2 other bands, Tainted Hearts and Day to Attend.
Oh, Day to Attend. We had them on the show recently.
Did you?
Love Day to Attend. We've had them on a couple times. Oh, they're amazing. I love Jeff's voice. And
Yeah, he's a good vocalist.
and the new album is so good.
Yeah.
It's so good. That they have this one song, Not Coming Back. It gets stuck in my head. Like some days I wake up with it in my brain. Yeah, I love Day to Attend. Yeah, absolutely. So you're playing with them tonight?
Yeah, at the Rochester Performing Arts Center.
Excellent.
Yeah, all ages. Show starts at 8 for if anyone wants to come and see us. And then we're also opening up for Great White.
Yes.
At the Tupelo Music Hall in Derry.
Yep, Jenny and I are going to be at that show.
Good to know. Anyone who wants to come to that again, all ages, 5:30. And then we have we're opening up for Queensryche again.
Oh, no kidding.
Yep, at Tupelo Music Hall in Derry.
Yep.
That one starts at 6:30. And then we have Keene Music Fest in Keene at 1:30. I'm looking at my notes here. Sorry. 1:30 to 2:15. So yeah, we're starting to get some shows, and I mean the two shows there, Great White and Queensryche. I remember he came out to me. I was working on my car. He came out to me. He's like, "I need to tell you something. I don't even know if I can tell you." And I'm like, "What is it?" You know what I mean? And he's like, "I got you guys an opening slot for Great White and Queensryche," and we're like, "What?" You know what I mean? There's a thing in the group chat that we're like, how is this even possible? It's still, I don't even think it's still even fully set into us.
We're playing tomorrow.
Right. Yeah, right. So, yeah.
No, that's awesome. That's awesome. Oh, by the way, too, your dad gave us these. Let me put the big camera on again so I can hold this up. You'll be able to see it better in the pictures. We'll take pictures after the show, but this wonderful shirt. I love it. So is that your official logo on the shirt?
That's a little bit of a complicated situation there. I guess so. Yeah. Like it's kind of like our little, I guess, mascot, you could say. We don't even have like a name for it yet or anything, but it's just something I honestly like sketched out in a little piece of notebook paper and sent to them. And they're like, "We love that."
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, I guess it's our logo mascot. I don't really know. Like
I will see it in my nightmares this evening, probably. just so you know. But no, that's cool though. That's cool.
You.
Yeah, and I mean, you've got plenty of time to, over time, you can always maybe come up with a backstory or or whatever. Give it a name. Like
yeah.
No, that's cool. That's cool. And I like the. Where does the name come from, by the way? Under the Horizon.
It's funny. We can't. So when we first started to like write originals, we were like, yeah, we need a name, and we came up with all these names. I think one that I remember is you came up with Just In because you want like new generation of artists or whatever. Mm-hmm. I went on.
Wait, what was it going to be?
It was going to be Just In.
Oh,
right?
Okay.
I went on to Google and searched up like cool band names or whatever.
Yeah.
And it came up with Over the Horizon or something, or Over a Horizon.
Okay.
I didn't like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I was like, Under sounds gloomy. Under sounds metal.
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah. No, it does. It does. Yeah.
So, and I came back and I was like, hey, what do you think about Under the Horizon?
Yeah.
And everybody was like, oh yeah, it's cool. We like it.
Yeah.
It wasn't until Izzy wrote the title track Under the Horizon where we really like had a meaning behind it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that makes sense. Did you go through any others that you kind of? I love hearing about rejected band names. Were there any others, or did that one present itself pretty early?
I think you had some.
I was gonna say I feel like I contributed some, but I can't. They must have been so bad that I can't even remember what they are right now.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm not gonna say they were bad. It was just they were a lot more. I don't know.
Didn't have that ring to it.
They didn't have that ring. They were very like I don't want to say stock metal names, but they had a very like predictable type of name to it.
Yeah.
They were cool, but like
right, and
wasn't what we were looking for.
Right, they didn't really fit our style because I guess to me, with my musical influences, I always thought that the original band that I was going to end up in was going to be the next Slayer, the next Pantera, the next, whatever. So I came up with all these names with like blood and like all this, angry, violent things, you know what I mean, in metal music. And then, here it was like, well, it's not just metal. It's not just speed. It's not just death. Right. It's not whatever, you know what I mean? It's all these, it's a what's that word? I don't know, a melting pot of all our influences.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, a crucible. That's the
Oh.
$10 vocabulary word for
Nice.
that one right there. Yeah.
Well played, sir.
Thank you. Of all our musical influences. So my names didn't really work, but yeah, Under the Horizon came and it was like, yeah,
Yeah.
that fits for us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, part of the challenge too, when naming a band, is trying to find something that nobody else already has, or
Yeah.
you know,
Difficult.
so you don't get in any trouble. You know, obviously there was a time, and you know, he's old enough to remember too, when you know, when you couldn't just go online and just Google something and just, you know, figure out if somebody else already has it. So I tell this story a lot. I went to high school with, and he might even be listening, Xander Carlson, really, really talented guitarist. I think he's still active in the scene, but, and he and I were in a band in high school, just kind of briefly, but I ran into him after high school, and he had a band called, he's telling me about this new band he's in. He said, it's called Intuition. And he said that to me, and immediately I'm thinking, oh God, somebody's Intuition? It's too obvious. There's probably already 1,000 bands that are already out there using that name.
Right.
And I swear to God, I ran into him again. I just happened to run into, we shopped at the same convenience store. I run into him again like 6 months later, and I asked him, how's the band? And he goes, oh, good, but we had to change our name because we heard from some cover band in Massachusetts, they're already using the name, and they don't want us using it. And I, you know, I'm too polite to say it, but in my mind, I'm thinking, yeah, no kidding.
Right.
Of course that happened. You called the band Intuition.
Yeah.
You know. But no, but I think Under the Horizon's a very, very cool name.
Thank you.
We should let's play another track. But I'm gonna put you on the spot. I'll let you pick. What would you like to hear next, or to share with the audience?
Maybe In and Out.
In and Out?
Yeah, that's a good catchy one for all of you out there.
Yeah, I like that one. I like I said, I listened to the whole thing, and that's also one of the ones that stood out to me. Are these all available? Are these on Spotify and everything for people who want to hear them?
Yes.
Or? Okay.
Yes, every streaming platform that you could possibly think of, the album's there. And also, if you still listen to physical music, which I know it's a rare breed out there, but for those of you that want to buy a CD, you can not only buy it off of our website, underthehorizon.org, but also it's on sale at all Bull Moose locations.
Good.
Music Connection down the road in Manchester, and Pitchfork in Concord, and also, funnily enough, Tenney Farm Stand in Antrim, New Hampshire. Yeah, kind of it's weird to think of a metal band CD going on sale at a farm stand, but
do they have a CD section? What?
no, actually, we're the first CD they've ever sold.
Yeah.
But you know, we're what? Yeah, they're actually our best-selling location.
Really?
You know, we're friends with the owner of it, and he wanted to support. So we're like,
cool.
You want to sell our CDs? Like, yeah, sure. So it's on sale. So, you know, you can buy cucumbers and corn and then a brand new CD to listen to on the way home.
That's awesome. That's awesome. All right, let's give this a spin. This is called In and Out. If you are just joining us, we have Under the Horizon here with us live in studio. But check this out.
Me, but is it true? So confused on how I feel, but one look at you seals the deal. I'm falling in and out and in and I love again. You got full control and you're using it. You got me.
That is catchy as hell. That is In and Out, and the band is Under the Horizon, and we have Under the Horizon here with us live in studio. If so, you've got a show tonight. We should mention that again for people just tuning in.
Yeah, show tonight, Rochester Performing Arts Center, all ages, $10 cover charge, and the doors open at 7. We're playing with Day to Attend, which we talked about previously. Great band.
Yeah.
And actually, we're playing with another band, a cover band that Izzy's in called Tainted Hearts.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Very cool. Very cool. What's so? Yeah, tell us about that. Does Tainted Hearts do a lot of shows, and what kind of covers do you do?
Well, we haven't been together for too long, but we did play a show actually at the RPAC, and we also played one at the Hudson Old Homestay. But we do just mostly like rock, like more poppier rock cover songs.
Okay.
You know.
Okay. Cool. Now, what about you guys? Are either of you in other projects as well, or?
I'm in a lot, so Jordan, you go first.
Of course you are. You're a drummer.
Yeah,
But
you're right. Yeah.
I don't know. I think the only other projects that I'm in is a cover band that he's also in.
Oh, okay.
Room 301. We covered. I don't really think we have a specific genre that we stick to.
Yeah.
We just cover whatever is a hit song and sounds
Okay.
good.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, it's
Cool.
a student-led rock cover band that's actually connected to our high school.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, the high school, when I first came in as a freshman, it was like just starting out. And, they were playing like, Green Day, Nirvana, really basic, intro level stuff. But I could tell that some of the musicians in there were really good. And to be honest with you, I saw the drummer they had at the time, and I didn't really think he was that good. So I eventually found myself behind the drum set, and then the rest was history. So yeah, it's a student-led rock cover band. So we play at like all the school band concerts, along with concert band and choir. But then we also do stuff like school festivals, like field days and stuff like that. And we also do some outside of school gigs, but it's kind of been slowing down a little bit because me and Jordan have been obviously occupied with this band here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, the reason I made the comment about, well, of course you're in other bands, you're a drummer, is because it's a subject on the show a lot. I think it even came up when we were talking with Silicon Kong earlier about how every drummer is in so many bands, and because drummers are hard to find.
I guess we are. I don't know.
Yeah.
We're always, every drummer I've talked to, it's like, yeah, I'm in 3 bands.
Yep.
And me, myself, I'm also in 3 bands.
Yeah.
So, I guess we're hard to find. And, we just we're like, yeah, whatever. We can do both of these. Honestly, we're pretty bad. We're pretty famous for like cheating as musicians. You know what I mean? We're cheating on our previous bands with other bands and stuff like that. It's pretty bad, actually, but whatever.
Yeah. So what else? So there's a third band that you're in?
Yeah. Well, kind of. It's like just starting out.
Oh, okay.
It's a band called Blowflies. They're out of Keene.
Oh.
And it's with a buddy that I actually met in the cover band Room 301, the bass player. Doc Cassidy, wonderful bass player. But yeah, they're just starting out. It's more of I don't even know what you would call it. Like a post, kind of grungy, kind of Midwest emo, kind of little bit of everything. So a little bit more out of my style, but they're just starting out, and I've been playing with them. We've done one show together.
Yeah. My theory about the reason with drummers they're always in so many bands is because when you're growing up and you first become interested in playing an instrument, you got to have the talk with the parents.
Right.
A lot of parents are going to be like, drums, really?
Yeah. Right. Yeah. We had that conversation, but I mean, they were kind of used to it because I started off on guitar.
Then you did?
Yeah. At like 6, then I moved on to bass, then went back to guitar, and I'm like, you know what? I don't really like, or I like both of these, but I'm not really that good at it. So I'll switch to drums, and then I finally when I was 10 and I finally found my home behind the drum set. I was like, this is where I belong.
Yeah. Very cool. Did all three of you, did you all go to school together or?
No, I'm in a different school than them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But you guys went to school together.
Yes.
Or did you? Okay.
Yeah, we just met in a couple years ago. Yeah. Yeah, we met in high school because we went to separate middle schools, but we met in high school, and then Izzy obviously went to Goffstown High School. So that's how we met at the Battle of the Bands, because obviously we would have never met otherwise. Chances are, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
Are there any other bands that you kind of team up with? You know, it sort of happens organically in my experience. And, you know, I was in a band that played with your dad's band a lot. We did a lot of shows together.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes bands just kind of, you know, you end up teaming up. It just sort of happens. Is there anybody else in the scene that you play a lot of shows with, or?
Not yet, unfortunately.
Yeah.
We're trying to make our way out there, and we're trying to, you know, also hopefully revitalize the scene a little bit, because unfortunately a lot of it has died. So we're trying to, you know, find like-minded people and be like, hey, come on, you know, music's still alive. Let's go play shows and all that. Yeah. So not yet, but we hope to find other bands out there who are like us, who are willing to play shows with us. You know, we like friends. So
yeah. Do you feel like there's a dearth of bands that are doing kind of what you're doing right now in locally, or?
Not that I've like really met or anything. Like, I don't see too many younger people playing rock or like heavy music at all.
Yeah.
Generation.
A lot of the younger talent in music that I see now, it's, you know, rap, you know, that type of stuff, which, hey, I'm not hating.
Yeah.
But doesn't help us out.
Right.
You know, I wish there was more younger bands, you know, rock music and stuff, but that's just kind of how it is, you know, today.
No, it's interesting that you say that, because, you know, I was talking earlier about how I feel that this kind of music is timeless, but it does occur to me, again, if you were to just play this for me and say, you know, when do you think this was done? I wouldn't know, but I probably would assume that the members of the band were older than the three of you are, because you're right. You don't see a lot of people necessarily your age doing this kind of music, or at least doing it, you know, with this level of sophistication.
Yeah.
Because like I said, some of this is, you know, complex, and that's interesting. I mean, you know, but again, you know, you've been together less than a year too, so I assume as you go along, you'll meet other bands that you can kind of, like I said, you know, and it just happens. It just happens organically, you know. But we should play another track from the album. What do you want to play next?
You guys go with you guys good with
eyes.
Within My Eyes. I can't talk.
Within My Eyes.
Just let the guitar player talk. It's fine. I'm just the drummer. I don't know how to speak English.
Right.
Come on.
All right, we'll give this one a spin. And anything we should know about this before we play it?
I think one of the main parts of it that sticks out, all three of us sing on it.
Yeah.
That's very true.
Oh, okay.
I do verses, he does the chorus, and in the background you'll hear like a ooh or whatever.
Okay.
I'm no vocalist, but that's Izzy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, very cool. Very cool. All right, let's give this a listen. If you're just joining us, the band is Under the Horizon. They're here with us live in studio, and this is called Within My Eyes.
When I see the light, whisper in my ear, they are paralyzed. I can feel the tears falling down the night. I can't breathe when I'm alone, but I cannot talk when you're around. I can't see on my own, but you put my face in the ground. Why can't I just be at home? You spread your lies all around. I just wanna be alone, but you put my name in the crowd.
It's got a big dramatic ending. I really like that a lot. That is called Within My Eyes. The band is Under the Horizon, and we've got all three members of the band here with us live in studio. We were talking off air while it was playing. That song's got a touch of grunge, which kind of sets it apart from a lot of these other songs. And Jordan, you were saying when you online on what was it on
Apple Music?
On Apple Music,
Similar artists, it comes up with like Deftones, Alice in Chains, stuff like that. Very grungy, or have that darker feel, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah. Of course, the drums kind of ungrunge it a little bit because you don't hear double bass usually in grunge.
No.
There's a band, I cannot remember who they are now. Jenny, you probably don't remember either. It was a couple of years ago we had a band on who very grunge except for the drums. It was a 3-piece band. Female singer. I can't.
It's not ringing a bell for me.
But there's a band from the area who, they're like very grunge, like not just a hint of it, except the double bass drum, which is cool because it's a different sound. But I cannot. I can picture them too, but I cannot remember the name. It'll come to me later on in the day when it no longer matters. But anyway, but I really like that track. Now, where do you record? What's the recording process like?
My house. We started recording the drum tracks. We recorded that down in the band room. We recorded in April, and it's in pretty much my basement is the band room. But so it was so cold. These poor guys were freezing their fingers off. And we recorded the drum tracks in pretty much like a day and a half maybe, and then we moved upstairs into my attic for the guitar tracks, and then we recorded vocals in my bedroom. So pretty much half of the house was a recording studio for like a week.
Yeah.
But just recording it anywhere we could.
I say it would be more than a week.
I don't know. How long did we record for? I don't know. I forget.
Probably a couple weeks at least.
Couple, maybe.
That's 9
3
songs.
weeks. He's saying 3 weeks.
3
so
weeks. Yeah. Oh, very cool. No, that's a good way to do it. It's we live in an era too where you've got so many different options in terms of how you record. So, do you? I think you had said earlier too. You're already working on new material. Is that correct? Do you have plans to record it soon, or are you kind of focused on the current album right now?
I would say the current album right now.
Yeah.
And with the gigs that we have coming up, I feel that's what we're
Right.
focusing on more than original new music.
Right.
Yeah.
Although speaking on gigs that are coming up, we're playing 2 of the new songs at the show tonight,
Tonight.
like songs that are going on the next album. No one's heard it, but we had extra times where we're like, we'll give the audience a little sneak peek at what's to come. So if any of you guys that are listening right now are coming to that, you'll get to hear 2 new songs that you can hear right now.
Oh, very cool. Yeah. Excellent. Are you gonna? The current run of shows. Obviously, you're keeping very busy. Are you going to try to keep up that pace? Or, a lot of bands kind of slow down in the winter, or that's when they kind of shift to recording or writing. Or
I mean, we'll just have to see how things go.
Yeah.
I'm hoping that the energy that we have right now like follows through even after the shows.
Yeah.
But like she said, only time will tell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you're off to a great start. That's for sure.
Thank you.
And where should people go online to keep up with everything that y'all are doing? Where's the best place?
I mean, we're on a lot of different social media. So
Right.
Facebook, Instagram.
Yep.
If you just look up Under the Horizon,
Yeah, basically.
should come up. Yeah.
Yeah, and our website too, underthehorizon.org. That's a good place to come see new, hear the music, news, get some photos if you want to, join the mailing list, and we also have merch on sale over there. So
Excellent. Under the Horizon. Thank you again, all three of you.
thank you for having us on.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
This has been wonderful. And what track should we play to end the show today?
Maybe Under the Horizon.
Under the Horizon. Ah, yes, the your title track, if you will. Anything we should know about this song?
It has a really sad, dark story to it, but I wrote it on someone that I had lost a couple of years back to suicide. So
Oh, wow.
yeah,
Okay. So this is about that.
yes,
Yeah. Well, I always say it's something we talk about on the show a lot is, if you can take something negative but create something from it. That's really kind of
Yeah.
the best way to deal with things. That's like it's such a great form of therapy to, to be able to take a traumatic event, but then do something creative with it. So, we will end with this, but thank you to everyone who joined us today. And we leave you with this. The song is Under the Horizon and the band is Under the Horizon. And we'll talk to y'all a little bit later. Bye, everybody.